if I'm okay. I don't see the light of day. Looking up to higher ground, thinking that'll be a sweet escape. These days gotta schedule the romance. They say that love is a slow dance. A short bike ride to the crib using no hands. Oh shit, it feel like I'm floating, but I'm falling with both eyes closed when I let the world spin. Testing the water, she got my nerves tense. Back when I ain't even have a purpose, I was so eager to learn some things. Anxiety bring out the worst in me. Society paint me as enemy. My niggas making it by that remedy. I'm more occasional, don't do it regularly. Backs under my eyes, weighing down heavily. Mama been worried, the devil allegedly deep in the plan. Subconsciously wanted it since I was 10. I thought I was sharp on my scroll and my pen think it did. So mama found shit of them legs. She told me that's not who I am. But nowadays I put on for the fam, see her when I can. I'm surrounded by my feelings, I'm stuck on a Ferris wheel. I bet I perish with 140 acres. She want the horse and the carriage, a porcelain portion of garbage. I talk to the mirror, I know that life's not the fairest. I lost my can, I can't pay off the bills with the blessing. Not sure I relate to the Reddit page. It's feeling like money is everything. Money is everything. It's everything I need. Till I lay my eyes on you. Know what this is, yeah, but it feel like it's real, baby. I don't wanna pretend, no. I just wanna come clear, wanna see you again. I wanna see you again. I wanna see you again. Yeah. Young nigga used to think this was everything I need, right? Not so fond of change, I'm too caught up in my way of thinking. I get by on me, no, I don't need nobody, yes. I was so naive, somehow I'm still all in on me, yeah, yeah. Way too many times I let the ball drop, now I'm Steph Curry with the wrist flick, so they cold shoulders never defrost. No deal, but I pre-floss with the money tree in a deep pot, so I'm Cornell Haynes with the rundown. Bitch, I'm all in the field with the cleats off. Everything that I wanted to reach, I had the tunnel vision, couldn't see far. Negative vibes that I feed off, got me up and down like a seesaw. All these decoys hit the destroy, usually keep it poised, but it's ultra violent with the power moves when I deploy. For the real ones, I wanna feel something. Looking for a sign that I might be worth your time. Yeah. When I look into your eyes, it make me feel alive. I don't know what this is, yeah, but it feel like it's real, baby. I don't wanna pretend, no. I just wanna come clear, wanna see you again. I wanna see you again.
Baby girl, you're so fine, I can't get you off my mind. Ooh girl, nah nah. Ooh girl, nah nah. Baby girl, don't need to flex. Dance to the rhythm and you do all the rest. Ooh girl, nah nah. Ooh girl, nah nah. Fly me up with dreams, the only thing I need. When I'm down, lift me up with your company. There's no telling what you and me creating. We're on the same wavelength. Feel the beat tonight, something good inside. Set you free, let you lose all track. contarte poesías, cuentos, mi amor, yeah. El amor es tan corto, olvidarte, no, yeah. Los dos amamos de más, enamorado de tu mirar y tú de otra. Porque eres así, ya sé, bebé, no sientes lo mismo, lo que yo sentí para ti. Yo fui solo una noche más, no más, yeah. Lo que es, para ti fue una aventura y yo, bebé, quería ser tu Romeo la última vez. Seguro que la última vez. Ser doble cara está de moda. El egoísmo a ti te ahoga y tus mentiras. No dejo que eso siga. Prefiero un te odio más un te quiero que no sea de verdad. Estoy bien, eso es lo que digo, pero me duele si respiro. El problema no es que ya no haya nada, sino la verdad que nunca pudiste decirme, yeah, porque eres así, ya sé, bebé, no sientes lo mismo, lo que yo sentí para ti. Yo fui solo una noche más, no más, no sé ni por qué me duele. Se supone que estaba acostumbrado a tus traiciones, que nadie es como ella. Eso impone, la idea no es encontrar a alguien con tus mismas intenciones. Sé que la emoción que ha destrozado mi
In this moment,
yes,
I cannot say what's wrong or right.
no,
It's not hard to fool me,
no,
'cause I'm addicted to the good life.
yes,
Yeah, lead the way, I follow. No need to say.
no.
With
What's
me,
going
I'm
on?
heading now, babe.
What's going on
I follow to the edge
in the chat
of
room? You know how we do.
to the edge of
Age,
love.
city, gender.
So
Let's
tell
get it. Come on.
me lies, 'cause I'll buy no matter what. Yeah, susceptible now before the moment flies. Ooh, so tell me good night, 'cause I'll buy no matter what. Ooh.
Shout out to Lil Thickums. Shout out for Thickwitch. Big Shirley, did you get your little niece under control? Shout out to the Bonnet crew. What's good? Let's get it, let's get it, let's get it. Come on. Ooh, I hate him. Always talking about somebody being overweight. I'm just big. I just got big blood cells. That's all. I ain't fat. I got big blood cells. I heard that. Yeah. She ain't fat. She got big blood cells. Bobbity bobbity bop. We are back. We are back. We are back. Shout out to the CIA. Whoa! God damn that man. Ooh-wee. Go ahead. Take it in. Take it in. Get some. Enjoy. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. Shout out to the CIA, the confident, intelligent, and assertive men out there. One love to the FBI, the feminine, beautiful, inspirational ladies in the house. How we doing? Those of you who don't know, my name is Kevin Samuels. I'm a professional image consultant. My job is to make sure you look good, smell great, and are the best version of yourself each and every day. But let's not trip. We know you're here because of the show that we do Monday, Wednesday, Friday night on YouTube and Tuesday, Thursday on Instagram. So let's get into it. First and foremost, the only requirement is one thing. Keep the engagement up over 50%. That's that like button or the dislike button. It doesn't matter. You just got to hit either one of them. So if I look over and I see 8,000 people, we should have at least 4,000 on the likes. If not, guys, you know what's going to end up happening. We're going to end up getting this. And you know what? I'm going to change that song tomorrow. I've been saying it for a minute. I'm going to change it. Because I should not have to keep asking you guys. But I forget. People get in here, get excited. So, a learning curve. Fragrance of Candle of the Evening. Santal 26 from La Labo. Fragrance of the day. We went with old school Chanel. Today, we start off with the classic. Chanel Allure Homme Sport Eau Extreme. One of the best warm weather fragrances in the history of fragrances. Wear that stuff and let it after about 20 minutes of being outside, when it's like 85 plus, you're going to have to beat the women off with a stick. And then, of course, get on to the grown damn man classic, Bleu de Chanel Parfum. I don't care if you get Bleu de Chanel Eau de Parfum or Bleu de Chanel Parfum. If you're under 25, get Bleu de Chanel EDT. All of them are great. That's Eau de Toilette. All of these are fragrances that any guy would need in his collection. I don't care if you have 10 fragrances or 5,000. This one for sure needs to be in there. Go ahead and take a little sip of the water. As all people always tell me, you don't drink enough water. This coaster is not balanced. I don't like unbalanced coasters. And of course, get some of the Red Bull. Let's get into it. Let's move these over here. So we got to get the clinking and the clanker. Oh, you gotta love the way crystal sounds. Hold on. Real crystal has a unique sound. All right. Let's get into it. If you didn't watch my Instagram yesterday, you missed a treat. You missed a treat yesterday if you missed my Instagram. The video's uploaded. And why is it a treat? Well, sometimes you stupid stuff. I mean, come on. It was interesting because this whole thing about bonnets has been back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And I'm going to be honest that black women, you're the only group of women I know that will fight for a right to wear a bonnet outdoors. Makes no sense to me, but hey, enjoy yourself. The broadcast idea. How many people tuned in on Monday night? Who tuned in on Monday night? And if so, I hope you got something out of the show on Monday night. On Monday night, I brought up a topic. Can a stray be domesticated? You know, and whether some people liked it or did not like it, the point was still the same. That there are some things that modern women are going to need to get accomplished in order to get the kind of men, get the kind of outcomes they say they want. And I said on Wednesday that on Monday, you're going to want to tune in to Wednesday because tonight is going to be an important broadcast. Do modern women know how to get a high value man? High value men. For a refresher course, let's go ahead. When I say high value, it starts out earning $10,000 a month or more. So $100,000 a year more. Atlanta, Dallas, Houston, dollars. Of course, in New York City, San Francisco, LA, you need to make multiples of to adjust for the cost of living. Adjust for the cost of living. Have earned it for 3 to 5 years, okay? That means you can change your life in as little as 36 months. High value men recognize him as a peer or a potential peer. He has a network of high value men and other people. Visibility of who he is and what he does is LinkedIn level, meaning vice president of mergers and acquisitions, head of thoracic surgery at Hopkins, or an entrepreneur. 2 of those 3 things people kind of know of at a glance. And rounding out number 6 is must be useful to others and the group. That's when I'm talking about a high value. So when I hear women come over talking about, I got a high value man, I got a high value man, I got a high value man, I'm like, okay, you may call him high value, but for me and for the people I know, this is what we mean when we say high value. Let me go ahead and move this over to the side, because I think it's really important that we lock in on this subject. Because in the news, the supergroup Destiny's Child has been in the news lately for Black Twitter, as it were. Yes, that's a thing. Basically going around saying that the song Cater to You is suborning modern day slavery for women. Yes, they're trying to cancel Destiny's Child too. And I think this is kind of laughable that you got people on Twitter trying to do that, while over here, night in and night out for over a year, we've had women calling in saying they want to get married, have children, and really want to be traditional housewives, stay-at-home wives in some form or fashion. They don't want to have to work to pay significant bills after they're pregnant. Or conversely, they don't want to have to be responsible for more than 20 or 25% of the overall financial family load for a lifetime. So over here, we're talking about women who say this is what they want. But here's the trick. For the longest, women have been, the media would have you believe that there's a shortage of men. There are no good men out there. There are no Snorlax. There are no quality men out there. And that's bull crap. Especially in the Black community, 51% of Black men are single and childless. 64% are in the middle class. Reference the American Enterprise Institute study, Black Men Making It in America, for all the demographic breakdown. Also go to blackdemographics.com to reference how Black men and women are doing respectively. The bottom line is this. In 2021, ladies, it's time for you to put your card on the table. I know what you say you want, but can you get them? And when I say can you get them and can you keep them? And I'm going to tell you one of the biggest problems modern women have with getting and keeping a high value man is modern women are still expecting high value men, alpha males, productive, competitive, successful men who have worked to make themselves the top 10% of men. Men who have made themselves select, men who have made themselves pre-qualified, men who have made themselves standouts. Ladies, modern women are still expecting these men to cold approach, meaning Blake, Brad is my white Henry, Lee is my Asian Henry, Ahmed is my Middle Eastern Henry, Keith is my Black Henry, and Enrique is my Hispanic Henry. High earner, not rich yet. Women are still expecting Blake Henry to see them across the room and then walk across the room and approach them as if it was 1970. or 1980 in 2020s. No, ma'am. It is not going to happen. And you need to listen. Shut the French toast up and listen to what I'm about to say. Why is it not going to happen? Because these guys are weak. They're not really alpha males. They're not really high value. No, that's not the case. They're not going to do it. One, because the environment in the West is such that a man takes a substantial risk by approaching a woman today in this Me Too cancel culture. Like it or not, you ladies don't come with instructions. There is no guaranteed way to talk to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 women. Someone's going to get offended. And the penalty is substantial, especially for men of value. That's number one. Number two, they don't have to. They've done the work to make themselves pre-selected. So I know right now there are women saying, so what are you saying, Kevin? I got to approach him? Not necessarily. That's not what I'm saying necessarily. What I am saying is get my damn lights up. Get him up. Look, man, enough of that. If we have to do another intermission, I'll do another intermission. The benefits of being a high value man is that you're visible. Is that when you walk in the room, women know who you are, or the room will let you know who they are. And ladies, you don't have to approach them, but you are going to have to figure out how to drop your virtual handkerchief. I don't know how many of you watched the movie Gone with the Wind, but there used to be a thing where women were caught when women wanted a particular man to approach them. Women wanted a man to approach her or give her some attention. They would drop their handkerchief as a way of sending a sign to a man that, yes, come approach me. I'm open to talking to you. And modern women, you are going to have to humble yourself to do what women have always done. You're going to have to break yourself. You're going to have to make the first move, because if you don't, the women who want him will. See, let me tell you why this works so well, because the women that won't do this are too prideful for a relationship anyway. The women who don't do this or won't do this are too prideful for a relationship with a man of this caliber. You don't qualify for him if you think he has to put you on a pedestal. A woman who is willing to do this also understands that he is the catch, even though she is a prize. Men of this caliber are right to operate on choosing signals, because, like it or not, if a man is up here and as his market status, if he has to walk across the room to approach you, he is lowering his status, lowering his value, and putting your value and status above his. It's the psychology of dating. And that will not work in a 2020 environment. It will not work. It will not work, ladies, because you have too much competition for these men. We are in the Petro principle, where 80% of the women want 20% of the men, or 100% of the women want 20% of the men. That means you're going to have to compete. That means Becky, Marisol, Mylene, Jamila are willing to do what Kelly, Keisha, whatever, what you're not willing to do. Ladies, you're going to have to figure out how to drop your virtual handkerchief. That means, ladies, do you know how to send choosing signals? If not, you better learn how, because the kind of guys I'm talking about, they operate strictly on choosing signals, meaning they will go to their local steakhouse and say hello to the manager, hello to the bartender, hello to the hostess. Sit there and network with their high value men, network with their friends and peers, do what they have to do. They will have enough attention around them, if they choose to have it, to where they will have a great evening, whether you're there or not. It is for you to get his attention with your virtual handkerchief and lure him, seduce him over to make him want to come talk to you. Now, what I'm saying is a choosing signal is a way of breaking the ice and keeping values the same. Why is this important? Because it is about keeping frame for a man. A man who knows his status is not going to lower his status to come to you, because once you come at a woman at a lower status, you're beneath her. Men know these things. And I tell my guys all the time, hey, I don't care how much you like her. She needs to approach first. I will tell you that the women I deal with have all approached in some way. They have made their intentions known that they're interested or open to meeting a high value man or a man of my caliber. And it doesn't matter if you're high value or not. But if you are in the top 15, 20% of men, ladies, don't get hung up on who's high value and this parameter. The bottom line is, can you get what you want? And here's the reality. For the women whose jaw is tight right now, bye, dog. Die alone. This whole cater to you, ladies, if you're not willing to cater to your man, if you're not willing to send choosing signals, flirt, do the things you need to do to make yourself a feminine, beautiful, and inspirational woman to him, you don't deserve a man of this caliber. If you want somebody who's going to walk across the room and do what you think is old school or romantic, you don't want a man up here. I know this is going to be controversial, but I'm telling you, shout out to Alpha Male Strategies. He was one of the first men to actively talk about choosing signals. And and why is it important? Because it is a definitive declaration of a woman's interest in a man. And ladies, it's 2020. You're not children. You're modern women. And it's time for you to start acting like them in this regard. It's time for you to start putting it out there. You're going to have to put yourself out there. You're going to have to risk rejection to land a Henry. You're going to have to risk rejection to get these guys' attention, because if you don't, the next woman will. And if she does it, the next woman will. Trust me, these men have more women sending them choosing signals than you have high value men to pick from. It's a numbers game, ladies. 10% of the men in this country fall into the income status of 6 figures or more. Almost 100% of women who've called into this show want men in that category. 100% of women for 10% of men. If you won't do it, there are 9 other women who are saying, and all it takes is one. But there's going to be more than one. Now, I know that they're going to, and I need you to understand, if this offends you as a woman, look at your left ring finger and see what's over there, and see what's over there. It's empty as French toast. That's your left ring finger right there. That's your left ring finger. No chance. Well, Kevin, what are you saying? Yes, it's more than that. You're going to have to do some things. Fit, feminine, friendly, cooperative, submissive. Yes. Then you're going to have to actually go out Monday through Thursday to your local steakhouse or your local place. Go in Houston, go into River Oaks, in Atlanta, over here, Buckhead. You're going to have to go where the kind of men you're talking about frequent. And you're going to have to sit at the local bar someplace by yourself in a dress with some heels on, some pearls, smelling like Chanel, smelling like some good fragrance. Smelling good with your phone put up. With your phone put up and a book. And you're going to have to plant yourself there. And you're going to have to learn how to do something that you probably that many women have forgotten how to do. The art of conversation, flirting, and small talk. Yes, you're going to have to send choosing signals to the kind of men you think to the kind of men that you're attracted to, and wait for them to approach. Now, here's the question. What if he doesn't approach? Ladies, what if he doesn't approach, but you've heard that this guy is a Henry? You've heard this guy is a high value man. You've heard this guy is a thorough man. Blue collar, white collar, it doesn't matter. He's in that range. You've heard of him. You've heard about men like him. If you're too prideful to make the first move as a woman, God bless you. God bless you. But you're just going to move. That's one at bat you're going to miss. But you got to ask yourself a question. Where are you in life?
Danger zone!
If you're in the danger zone, you may be able to afford to pass here and there. If you're at 27, but you're at 33, you need to take every at bat you have. And if you're in no man's land, it is for you to start learning how to say, hey, big head, to men in public. Now, I don't think that so many women are. I think that there are going to be some women who are just outright saying, that's ridiculous, I won't do it. That's fine. As long as what you're doing is working. But if what you were doing was working, you wouldn't be here. You'd be married right now. Oh, shit. If what you were doing was working right now, you'd be married or at least engaged to a man of value. But see, the problem with most women is you don't know how. You don't know how to do this, and you're too prideful to ask anybody. See, that's the whole notion of wife school. Learning how to be a wife, but before you can go to a wife school, you need to actually become a girlfriend. You need to be able to actually interact with these men. That's the problem. You're not dating, and you can't get these men, so you're ending up having to, quote unquote, in your mind, settle. So let me ask you, how many of you ladies? I'm going to open a call line up in a minute. But I'm going to ask a question. How many of you ladies were good in school? Did you just apply to one college? Or did you apply to several colleges? See, when I applied to school, I applied to Ivy League, I applied to State, and I applied to HBCU. I got accepted to Ivy League. I just couldn't afford it. I got a partial scholarship to Brown. Found out about it after the deadline because the information was sent to the guidance counselor, school counselor instead of my house, another thing. But still, it still would have been too much money. But the fact of the matter is I had the grades and I was willing to apply. I applied to Harvard. I applied to Princeton. I applied to Yale. And I applied Harvard, Princeton, Brown. What was the other one? Harvard, Princeton, Yale, Brown. I applied to those four. And I got accepted to Brown. I applied to University of Oklahoma, University of Texas, Oklahoma State. Applied to Langston, Prairie View. Now, obviously, some schools offer scholarships, but the higher up you went, the less you got. But the fact of the matter is I took my shot. I put the work in to get rejected by Ivy Leagues but at least I know. I knew that Harvard wasn't accepting. Stanford, I applied to Stanford too. Didn't get into Stanford. I could have gotten to Stanford though. Ladies, if you're willing to do that for your goddamn PhD.
I'm a PhD.
If you're willing to risk being rejected by schools, let's put it in some terms you know. I need you ladies to be willing to put forth the same kind of effort to get your man as you did to get your master's or your PhD. So many of you ladies are so proud of your useless college degrees. You've invested in that. You spent money in that. You took out debt that you can't discharge anyhow. But yet, when it comes to a man, oh, that's right, Kevin, because they think men are supposed to be free. They think high value men cost nothing. They think men who have made themselves something should come cater to them. They shouldn't cater to these men. Wrong. Well, what are we doing here? Oh no. We have 16,000 folks in here. Cool. You see that little dollar sign over there? We're going to need, how many people are here for the first time? If you're here for the first time, I want to welcome you. If you're here for the first time, welcome. How are you doing? If you're here for the third or fourth time, welcome as well. But here's something I'm going to also say. If you have watched this show consistently for a week or 2 weeks, you watched this show more than 5 times, you've never donated, take a chance. Take a time to do something. Put $2 in there. You don't have to put $100 in there. Put $2 in there. Because yes, I want to get rich. And I expect to get rich. Yep, I do this show every night consistently, Monday through Friday. And I expect to be compensated well for giving you information that can actually help change your life. There you go. Make no bones about it. Everyone else can be on YouTube and become successful at what they're doing. You want this kind of content, you want these kind of interactions, then let's keep it going. Ladies, are you more opposed? I want to talk to the ladies who are opposed to actually sending choosing signals. Ladies who are opposed to approaching a man. I want to hear from you ladies. And I also want to hear from the ladies who don't know how to do it. Or if you're opposed to it, I want to hear from you. If you don't know how to do it, I want to hear from you. Or if you don't think this is what should happen, I want to hear how you ladies expect. I also want to hear from you ladies that tell the ladies how to get it done. Don't say what's wrong with my idea. Tell the women how to get the outcomes they want. That's what we want to hear. Because the notion that there are not enough men out here, there's a man shortage, that's not true. According to the men surveyed, 65% of men say there's a shortage of suitable women for marriage. If you are a suitable woman for marriage, it is incumbent upon you to separate yourself from the pack. And one of the ways you separate yourself from the pack is to send choosing signals, flirt. Make the first move, ladies. And here's the problem, especially for women who are 8s, 9s, and 10s. You ain't used to having them do anything. You're used to having somebody kiss your butt. Sorry. If you're at 8, 9, or 10 out here still on the market, your value, if you're 8, 9, or 10 out here on the market under and over 25, newsflash, you're probably not an 8, 9, or a 10. You're more likely an eternal 7 or an adjustable 6. I think tonight I'm going to hear from women who are 6s, adjustable 6s, but the women who are going to have the most problems with this are women who are eternal 7s. Eternal 7s are the women who are right below the 8, 9, or 10s, but right above the 5, 6, or 7s. 4, 5s, and 6s. The women who are right below the 8, 9, and 10, the women who are on the top are the 4s, 5s, and 6s. So when the 8, 9, and 10s get out of the dating marketplace, get married, get moved on, the 7s, even though I don't let you use 7, the 7s become the new de facto 10s. They're the women who are left on the dating scene after age 25. Now it's their turn to get into clubs for free. They can get into the 25 or over club for free, but they couldn't get into the 21 to enter club because you had to be the hottest of the hot. They were cute, but they weren't hot enough to get into VIP, bottle service, such and so forth. Eternal 7s tend to sit around overplaying their hand. Eternal 7s almost always overvalue themselves because they're looking for men who are likely outside of their range, but because they're the new de facto 10, 8, 9, and 10, they got a misconstrued value of themselves. And these women tend to have...
I'm a PhD.
These are the women who have masters, PhDs. They're professionals galore because they're trading on their socioeconomic status more than their looks. And these women, more often than not, feel it's an insult for them to have to do anything other than to be present. but yet they don't have the outcomes or the results to show. They don't have the outcomes to show, to bolster that arrogant attitude. But you know what? Let's get into it because I want to hear from you ladies. What should you have to do? What should you have to do to get the what should you have to do to get the kind of man you say that you deserve? Because that's what they say. Uh-huh. I shouldn't have to approach nobody. A real man would approach. And if you ain't no real man, I'll wait. Yeah, here's a problem. You ain't that fine. You can't make those demands. You're not hot enough to make those demands. Oh shit. It's about to be on. Let's get it.
Money work. El mundo quiere dinero.
Ladies only.
Money work. Se arregla con dinero. Money work. Si me quiero educar, dormir en algún lugar, un lugar para trabajar, y si no hay para emigrar. Todo money, money, todo el dinero. Solo un par de gente se lleva el botín entero. Funny, funny, pasa verdadero. Si tienen lo verde siempre llegará primero. Pero llegaremos antes o después. Solo a lo suyo, que Dios todo lo ve. Que por más que tarde lo veré caer. Somos más lo bueno y tenemos fe. El dinero ya lo veré. No vendo mi alma, lo lograré. Seré el más grande, no olvidaré de dónde vengo ni cómo voy. Money work. El mundo quiere dinero. Money work.
But you can't keep no man.
Money work. Yo digo las cosas como son. No quiero ninguna aceptación. Tampoco vengo a pedir perdón porque mis sentimientos se volvieron la canción. Yeah, no me vale mucho como tú me ves.
What happened? Oh. I don't know what just happened there, but let's get back to it.
Money work. El mundo quiere dinero. Money work.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Dormir en algún lugar, un lugar para trabajar, y si no hay para emigrar. Todo money, money, todo el dinero. Solo un par de gente se lleva el botín entero. Funny, funny, pasa verdadero. Si
Taco, taco, bueno. I don't speak Spanish. Don't even try.
Que por más que tarde lo veré caer. Somos más lo bueno y tenemos fe. El dinero ya lo veré. No vendo mi alma, lo lograré. Seré el más grande, no olvidaré de dónde vengo ni cómo voy. Money working. El mundo quiere dinero. Money working.
If you don't have your video on, you won't get on. All right, so here's how this is going to go. If you don't have your video on, you can't get on if you don't have your video on. So that's how that works. Especially if you get on the Ask Godfather link. All right, Jenny. Hello. You ready? You got a wave. All right. All right, Jenny, let's get in it. Jenny, Bobini, Fanana, Fana, Fafini. Hello.
Hi. Yeah,
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
All right. Are you outdoors?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, you need to back your face up a little bit, your head, your top. All right, so what do you got for me? First off, how old are you?
I'm 26.
All right, so are you opposed? So, do you know how to get a high value man?
Yeah, I think I have one right now.
Okay. So why, if you have one, why are we here?
Well, what was your original question?
Oh no, no, no! You gotta be on topic. Y'all can't just call in. Did you have a question you wanted to ask or something?
Should I ask some question?
Oh, come on now! Y'all can't just be doing this on the show now. All right, people, look, due respect. I'm running a show. Respect the platform. When I click on you, be ready to go. It's not much to ask. Uh, who is this? Cause who is that? I see somebody in the frame there. All right. So, Brittany, hello. Wave, Brittany, hi. All right, let's go.
I'm not against what you're doing. I'm not a
Fir- fir-
detractor.
That's okay. I'm just
So
let's just say hello. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Good. How old are you?
Oh,
How old are you?
me, I am 34.
All right. So what do we got?
I'm just here to learn. I'm just here to learn. Like I spent a lot of years of my life where I just really wasn't dating, and I want to learn more. Like I was raised by a single
Do you
father,
have a
so I
question?
definitely
Do you have a
I
question?
yeah, my question is tell me how is tell me tell I'm sorry, I got both of these going right now, so I'm not sure who's talking where, Kevin. Should I pause the YouTube?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, there we go. So, yeah, I do have a question for you. Like, I'm just here to learn. Like I said, I was raised by
Okay.
a
What's the
single
question? What's the
father.
question? What's the question? What's the question?
The question is just like, how do I put myself out there in ways that don't make me seem like desperate and overly
You're
aggressive? I
34.
feel like I get
34. You're
attention.
34. You're 34.
Yeah,
You have any
yeah,
children?
yes.
Okay. Turn the YouTube channel off so you can't be watching the comment section because I feel
Okay,
like
I'm
the.
not. Okay, so
Uh,
I
okay.
have it on split screen, so I can
No,
close
no,
that.
don't. That's why there's no split screen. You only
Okay.
on the Zoom. You only
I,
on the call with me.
okay, I didn't know. Sorry.
All right. All
It's
right.
my first time.
That's all right, but you need to be able to pay attention so you're not over talking. When you're 34, how many children do you have?
One.
How old?
She's 13.
And where's her dad?
He is local. He lives about an hour away from me. She's there
So,
now for the
so do
summer.
you wanna get married?
I do, very much so.
So tonight we're talking about can you get and keep a high value man?
Mhm.
Are you looking for a quote unquote high value man?
Not necessarily, but I am looking for Team CIA. I am. I
Okay,
want
but
Team
but
CIA.
no matter what, you're still looking for a stepfather though. Uh,
Yes,
okay,
yes.
so the question is why are you and her father not together? And then what do the kind of men you want from a woman?
Um. Well, the first part was why her and my father are not to get her and
Uh huh.
me and her father are not together. We just don't share values that are conducive for building.
Okay.
You know, he's
So
not a bad guy. We still have a really great relationship. He's very
so here
active
how
in our
this is
life.
here's how this is going to have to work overall.
Like he lives with his mom.
Okay, you can't do that.
I'm just saying, like
Okay,
it's
you can't. Okay,
we.
you can't overtalk me. That's what I mean.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
Okay. I get you excited, but you gotta tone it down. Okay, first of all, you said how do you
What?
put yourself out here and not look desperate? Uh,
Yeah.
why are you concerned whether or not you look desperate? Why shouldn't you be
Because
desperate?
I've been trying recently. Like there was somebody
Why
that was
shouldn't you look
interested.
why should you not look desperate?
Because maybe I am confused, but I feel like that may be a turnoff for men. So guide me. Should I
All
not
right.
even be worrying about that?
Well, that's a private. I don't know what women call desperate. I'm asking you. You want somebody to be to marry you and be a stepfather. That's a big ask.
And I'm willing
That's a
to
big
give.
ask. That's a big ask. And I think a certain amount of desperation is necessary with such a large ask.
So you don't think that that's a turnoff?
I
If
think
I'm
it's. I
coming
don't
and
know if it's. I
like
would say it's a. I wouldn't say it's a turn off. I'm going to say, okay, so many women today want to play this dating game as if they have leverage and advantage. What advantage would you say a 34-year-old mother of one has on the dating market to try to find a husband? Does that sound like a lot of leverage?
no, that's why I'm trying to put in work.
Okay.
That's why
All
I'm
right.
trying.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. This is taking too long. And number one, number two, I fall back and listen. But I would say that you ladies are going to have to stop worrying about looking like pick-me's or desperate. You're going to have to look, yeah, thirsty, hungry. Are you
You're
not
saying it's
thirsty or hungry
okay.
for a relationship?
Yes, I am. I
Then you're going.
am.
Thank
Like,
you. That's what you're going to have to look like.
yeah,
Thirsty or
yes, I
hungry for a
am.
relationship. Thirsty or hungry for a relationship is what's going to be required. Um, okay, because you're still in the queue, but I'll put you back in. Hello, hello. You can't see. Hello, you. She's not paying any attention. Keziah. Hello. Goodbye. Say something. All right. Okay. All right. So, Christina or Kamalise, you got to turn your camera on in the Zoom call. See? All right, Kamalise. Go ahead and unmute yourself. See, far too many women are worried about how they look to other people. Hello.
Mr. Samuels.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you? Thank you for asking.
Good. So, how old are you?
I'm 22.
22. 22.
Yes, sir.
So, what do you got on the subject? What are we talking about tonight?
So, in reference to that, I feel like you've given me the tools to possibly attract a high value man. I recently just started watching you.
Okay.
I wouldn't say that I necessarily want to attract a high value man. I don't really care that much about looks. I mostly care about what is in someone's heart, and how they treat me.
Uh huh.
Um,
High value man had nothing to do with. High value man has a lot to do with their utility to society and an income potential.
yes, sir.
Do you want children?
Yes, sir, I do. I actually want to start having children no later than 24.
How many kids would you like?
I'm sorry, go ahead, sir.
How many kids would you like?
4.
All right. So you're going to need somebody who can afford to pay for 4 kids. That's going to be a man with some money.
Yes, sir. I would like to start having children at 24 being the latest, simply because right now would not be ideal. I have talked to my doctors and they told me that if I want to start having children, I do need to undergo surgery and get a breast reduction, because if I do not, it's going to cause complications. So definitely being fit is really important.
Were your mother and father married?
I'm sorry, sir, what did you say?
Were your mother and father married?
I'm adopted, but my adopted parents are married, and I've mostly spent time with
What's your longest relationship?
my longest relationship.
Mm-hmm.
My relationship was, I want to say, a year, and we were engaged, but
Okay.
we're no longer together because of me.
Okay. So if you want to be married inside a year or two, you're not
Yes, sir.
engaged. Wait, first off, you're not engaged because of you. What did you do?
I don't have great communication skills. I wasn't acknowledging his love language. His love language was providing and protecting. Um, I felt like I wasn't being desired.
So how
So
long ago did you guys break up?
um, we broke up in April.
So how are you ready to be a wife?
I really tried to get
No,
back
no,
with
no, no,
him
no, no, no,
for like,
no. How are you? Okay, you said you want to have kids by 24. You're 22 and some change. You just broke up you just wrecked your own relationship in April. It's just June. How are you ready? If the right man walked across, you can't have done the work to be ready yet.
honestly speaking, I was hoping that I could get back with him, but I'm now starting to realize that I cannot get back with him, just simply because of what happened. And I just turned 22 a few weeks ago. I guess my question is, I want to attract a specific type of man. I would like to attract an older man just because that's what I'm attracted to, an older black man. But the problem I'm running into is my communication skills. How do I stop being so shy about speaking up when it comes to certain things? And how do I, appear more, I'm not going to say so much of more appealing, but how can I
First off,
put my
okay, let me start with some basics. How tall are you?
5'3"?
Dress size.
I'm sorry, sir.
Dress size.
Dress size, waist 0X, chest 1X.
So dress size is 1X.
In my chest area of the bust, because
Okay,
I have
dress
to.
size 2, 4, 6, 8, 10.
Oh, 14,
How much did you weigh last time you weighed yourself?
170.
All right. And first off, you're a single woman because that thing is going off. So you keep mentioning your chest size. But even if I give you the benefit of having a ample bosom, do you work out?
It is very difficult to work out. I do work out, but not extensively.
All right. Well, I'm going to just put rubber meets the road. You're a full face woman, and a woman wants 4 kids. That means you're going to be over 200 pounds when these kids are done.
So it's
And
definitely
high value men don't want 200-pound wives. They just don't.
no. I
So,
understand.
so, saying the kind of man you want to typically don't want these. So, fit, feminine, friendly, cooperative, submissive. The fitness component is there, and then that's number one from the attraction standpoint. But then you're saying what you want from a man, but you're saying your communication um, uh, hampered your last relationship. What makes you ready to be a wife?
I think that if I take direction, continue to, because as I said, I just started listening and watching you, continue to listen, do what I need to do to get fit, work on my communication. When I say
But
my
that
communication,
means you're not ready right now. So
no,
that's what I'm
sir.
saying. You're not ready today. And just like something else, you got to know where you are, and you got to know what you're trying to get to, an end goal. But um, I would say one, know why your last relationship ended, and if it's your communication issues, I can't get into why you can't adequately communicate. I don't know if you're holding things back or whatever, but this is why I think it's important to sit down with counselors and therapists to work through our own issues, because when you're on the open dating market, it is game time. It is game time. Do you live by yourself?
Currently, I do not.
You do not?
I said currently I do live by myself now.
Okay. Is it an apartment?
Yes, sir.
You need to have maintenance come change that damn smoke detector. That is a single woman tell. That beeping sound. How do y'all live with that shit, man? Y'all single women, but seriously,
Sorry.
with a personal trainer and a therapist would be a good place to start. And give yourself about a year because you're still relatively young, but go from there. Yeah. I don't know how you ladies do that. Deet, 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 deet. Hello. You gotta unmute
Hi,
yourself.
how are you?
Good. How to pronounce your first name?
Tashan.
All right. How old are you?
I'm 25.
Okay. What do you got for me?
Um, I love listening to your content. I do have a high value man myself.
Okay.
And the one thing you say about women being able to go above where their looks would put them is, is adaptability, the ability to compromise and to get on your man's level. And that's so important.
Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Australia.
Okay, I thought there was an Aussie accent. Well, how are things down under?
Well, I live in Victoria, so we're just coming out of another lockdown.
All right. Well, the dingoes and I don't know, I ain't all the words, but congratulations. Here's the thing: what advice would you give to women who are having problems getting on a man's page?
Learn to adapt. The idea that expectations are not abuse or control. You're willing
Yeah.
to live up to the expectations of your boss at your workplace.
Uh-oh.
So either you're willing to live up to the expectations of your man, or you leave. You walk out the door.
Appreciate it, Mom. Have a good day. Boom. From down under. You're willing to live up to the You want to live up to the expectations of your boss. Live up to the expectations of your man. Amaryllis, your light keeps going off. And you're in the dark. I don't do dark conversations. You got to turn on the camera. All right. Well, we don't talk until you get on the camera. So, Zoe, hello, wave. You got to wave. So everybody in the Zoom call, either you get back on or I'm going to bounce you. All right, Zoe, here we go. Here we go, as the tune starts to bloom. What's going on? How are you? I can't hear you. Your audio's not connected. No, your audio's not connected for some reason. You have yourself muted? Mm-mm. I can't hear you, Zoe. Come back out and come back in. Christina. Christina's gone. And Amaryllis. All right. Amary in the Zoom call. I'm going to boot you out in a minute. Well, here you go. You go now. Either you get back on or you're gone. Oh, she can go. So, I think it's very simple, ladies. You're willing to invest into a college or university degree that's not going to net you six figures. You're willing to go into debt. Think about the attitude you had. You're willing to stay up late, cram. You're willing to put effort. The men you want to see you put in effort to get them, keep them, and maintain the relationship. Men of value want to see the things they do for their woman appreciated. They want to see it appreciated. They want to hear the words come out of your mouth. I appreciate you. You're necessary. This matters. Nothing is assumed. You must speak. And see, the problem is you're willing to do all this stuff to get a degree, but you're not willing to do what you need to do to get them in. All right, Christina, unmute yourself. You're willing to live up to your boss's expectations, and your boss ain't doing nothing except giving you a paycheck. Hello.
Hello. Is it possible to stay off the video?
Sure it is. How old are you?
Thank you. That's why I didn't want to
That's
start
okay.
the video until I asked that.
How old are you?
I'm 23.
And where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Idaho.
All right. What do we got going on in Idaho?
Okay. So for the question on whether or not we know how to get high value men, I most certainly don't.
Okay.
And that's kind of why I'm calling it, because I'm not really sure if it's just because I don't, if it's because of where I live, if it's because I don't live in a big area, or if it's because I'm just missing out on doing the right things. And when I was listening to you earlier, you're right. I was totally expecting a guy, if I made eye contact, if I smiled, to walk across the room and just introduce himself. And I have actually had that happen to me a couple times. Not when I was here in Boise, Idaho, but more when I was traveling abroad with my family. So,
all right. So let me slow you down. Let me slow you down.
Okay.
One, where the place you would travel, was it a bigger city?
Yes, it was.
People are tend to be a lot more interactive, and well, I'll take that back. All right, high value man. Why do you want one?
I want one because I really want to be a stay-at-home mom.
How many children do you want?
I would like 3, 2 to 3.
All right. Population in. Are you in Boise?
I am. Yes.
Population.
I don't know the population in Boise, Idaho.
Okay.
I can look it up real quick.
Yeah, I mean, Okay, so most people are going to you're going to only be able to pick from the men in your geography, and Boise has less than 300,000 people.
Yes, it does.
How many? What are you seeing?
I'm seeing 226,000.
Right. How do I know? Boise Office Solutions, paper. Long story. Back in my Office Depot days. But here's the thing. Are you willing to relocate?
I am. I'm just kind of worried about, I don't want to move somewhere. For example, I don't want to move to Florida because from what I understand from a friend I have over there, is that they're very lustful. I don't know if that's the wrong word, but
lustful?
they don't want to get married. They just kind of want to have a fling.
Are you Christian?
I am.
All right. So the reality is this. You live in the world. People are having some lustful sex right there in Boise, Idaho. Trust me. But the reality is it's a numbers game. The population is small and conservative. You do not have an ample amount of men to pick from. Nor do they have so you're going to have to be where the kind of men you want. So there has to be a middle ground between Sodom and Gomorrah and Boise, Idaho. You're going to have to you ladies are going to put yourselves in a market to be selected. How can a fisherman catch you if you're not in the water that he's fishing? You said it yourself. When you were in a bigger city or a bigger state, there was more interaction.
Yeah, definitely.
There you go. That's the first thing. You got to get around, because until you get around, you won't. No one can pick you. Then number 2, if this is a matter of are you a virgin?
I am.
All right. Do you want to be a virgin until you're married?
Yes.
All right. So this becomes a matter, especially if it's a matter of religion. This is where I suggest Christians work heavily with their churches, because trying to find someone in the world who believes what you believe is adding extra levels of difficulty onto a modern dating scene. And what you do not want to do is you do not want to be a woman in her mid to late 20s who's still a virgin. So move to Dallas. Dallas, thriving Christian community, big state. Yeah. Move to Dallas, move to Houston, move to someplace in the Bible Belt or in the South. But and then kind of go from there. All right. I know that's kind of broad, but it's something to start working with. Okay. Bye-bye. Yeah. Here's the thing. When, virgins, I don't have a lot of hope for women who are virgins on the open dating market. Zoe, Your camera's not on, so you got to go. Ladies, this is what I mean about putting yourself out there. If you're not willing to put yourself out there, do not be upset when you see Blake Henry with a woman who's not on your level. When you see a guy with a woman, you're like, well, how did she get him? I should be able to have a guy like that. Because she was where he was looking. She was around. Put it this way, she was around. 90% of life is showing up. Think about the woman I just talked about. There's a big difference between being in Boise versus being in Denver versus being in Dallas versus being in Miami. All those places have different outcomes. You got to allow yourself an opportunity to be found. Now, why is that important? Because many women today, modern women, have been told that you don't have to do anything. So, for the next 30 minutes, I'm going to the call lines are open. Ladies, if you have a question about anything, any of the topics I talk about, you can call in. Ladies only, call lines. So until midnight, I'm just going to answer questions. Because this is a specialized topic, but here's the thing, it still remains. My question is, why is it so hard for you modern women to understand that you must make yourself the best product on the shelf? What does your packaging look like? What is the name of your product? You are a product. And the products, and you think about it, if you were cereal, right here in the middle, that's where the Wheaties and the Chex and all this other kind. But then what's at the bottom? All the sugary cereal, because it's in the children's eyesight. Then what's at the bottom? The generic stuff. If you're a 10-pound bag of Apple O's, don't get mad because you can't get Apple Jack selections. If you're a pack of Apple O's, don't get mad because you can't be Apple Jacks. Don't get mad if you can't be Apple Jack. Don't get mad if you can't be Apple Jacks. I don't know. Okay. Sure, why not? Unmute yourself. Hello.
Hello, Mr. Samuels.
How are you?
I'm fine. How are you, sir?
Good. What do you got for me?
Well, first of all, I know I look like absolutely awful. Could not look worse this evening. My apologies. I've worked all night shift. I'm a psychiatric nurse.
Okay.
And anyway, I'm delighted to meet you.
Cool. What, you had a question for me?
I guess I do. I am older.
All
I
right.
am not the prettiest girl, not the most beautiful woman, but for some reason that I don't understand, I have more than the share of men that I could ever want. I don't quite understand it.
All right. So what's the dilemma?
I don't understand why.
Why
Why would prettier younger
Why would you
women-
look a gift horse in the mouth?
I guess so. That's a very good point.
This is not a problem. It's a problem in search of a solution.
Yes, sir.
What's the problem? I mean, you don't want them?
I do.
All right.
Do.
Well,
I want one in particular.
well, does he want you?
Yes, sir.
Then seems like you're winning. I don't know what the
Yes.
problem is. All right. Well, that was pretty easy. Appreciate it.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Everybody wants their 15 minutes, I guess. Godfather. A little bit of everything tonight. Kind of like a buffet. She's like, I don't know why I got so many men wanting them. Hey, look, that's a positive problem. You got men who want you. Enjoy. Enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. Okay. Candace. Kiera. Okay. Ebony. All right, let's go to Kiera. Ooh, you got now they're coming in. All right, Kiera, go ahead, unmute yourself. All right. You ready, Candace? Are you ready? Wave, Candace. Hello. Let's get her done. Hello, Candace. Oh, your audio's
Hey,
not
Mr.
connected.
Samuels, how are you?
How are you?
Can you hear me? I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. What do you got for me?
To be honest with you, I would like your opinion on me for for just some personal reference. I'm 40 years old. I can stand back and let you see me. I'm not a size 2 or 4, but I mean I'm fully grown. Um, I'm a single parent, but my son is 21. So, what kind of advice would you give me on on trying to get a high value man?
Well, why do you want a high value man? How old are you? 40?
Yes.
Why would you want a high value man at 40?
I mean, why wouldn't I? Doesn't everyone want a high value man? I mean, I could take a Henry too.
Yeah. But like life, it's not. Want and get are two different things.
Correct. So, what kind of advice would you give me to acquire that?
Well, like anything else, the kind of if you truly want a high value man, he wants something too. And are you what he
Right.
wants?
I would assume so.
Okay. Let's run through this.
Okay.
Most high value men want children.
Correct.
How old are you again?
40.
Children are pretty much off the table.
I mean, but if he has children,
Now, most high value men want children. I mean, they
correct.
want their women to provide them children.
I mean, I don't think I'm out the game as of trying to have one.
At one is one at best.
I mean,
At one at
one
best
is
because most OBGYNs don't prefer women to have children past age 42.
correct.
So if a man wants multiple children, you can't give him that. That's the
Well,
incentive. Most men's incentive to marry is for children.
okay, so we can scratch that off the list. I mean, does that still put me out the running because I can't give him multiple children?
Yes. If that's what he wants, you can't give it to him.
Okay, so why? So are you telling me I'm gonna die alone too?
If you are holding out for a high value man, yeah.
Okay, well, let's say I'm not holding out for a high value man. Let's say I'm in the market for a Henry.
Why do you need a high earner?
Why wouldn't I deserve a high earner, Mr.
Okay. How
Samuels?
tall are you?
5'7".
Um, where would you rank yourself on a scale from 0 to 10 or 1 to 10?
Um,
You can't use 7. Just your
um,
face, natural, just your face, right out of the shower, no makeup, your hair. Where would you rank yourself?
a strong 5.
Okay.
Strong
Strong.
5.
Okay. So that would make you average.
Correct.
All right. So an average woman. And what would you say your level of fitness is? Average, above average, or below?
Average.
No.
Why would you say no, Mr. Samuels? Why would you say no, Mr. Samuels?
No, first off, you can't walk away from my show. That's not what we do.
No, I know that. Well, I'm at work, so I have to multitask.
Well, you need to respect my show.
I'm respecting your show. I
No, you're not.
apologize that you feel.
You're putting on lipstick. I'm not here to clown. You know, the reason a woman like you can't get nothing is because you ain't worth nothing. Look at this fool. Look at this fool. This is your mother. You're somebody's mother. Look at this fool. Now, notice the woman who called before. No matter what her appearance is, I still approached her as a professional. But what did one thing that Miss Laura give me that that this woman didn't? The respect of running something. This is a modern woman. This is it. This is it. So people get mad at me talking about how I do black women. No, black women like her do it to themselves. Arguing about bonnets, walking off on cameras, acting like, why don't you just take your shoes off and just kick your feet up? There's no shame in I really feel black women, where's your shame? Where's your pride? And she really sitting there looking like she don't understand what I'm talking about. You're muted. You're muted. I can't hear you.
I'm not muted. I can hear you.
Oh, now, but the point is, ma'am, you asked me some questions that I'm trying to answer and be respectful. And you can at least respect what I'm trying to do. You walked off, laughed, and then you came back in putting lipstick on like you at Miss Laura's kitchen or something. Right, and you wonder why you can't get a high value man. Ma'am, what? I'm going to be all right, but you on here. Do you think you're making a good showing for yourself, or you just don't give a damn?
I mean, if we're going by your standards or mine.
Well, are you meeting up to your standard? Is this your standard?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm not speaking broken English. I don't have an attitude. I'm not trying to go back and forth with you.
No, no, you're not going back and forth with me, man. But it was being rude to walk away.
Well, I apologize.
Okay, so let's put a period and move forward, ma'am. Why? When was the last time you had a relationship?
A couple of years ago.
How long did it last?
2.5 years.
Why didn't you guys get married?
Because we weren't on the same page financially or mentally. We didn't want the same things out of life.
But you guys were in a committed relationship for 2 years?
Mm-hmm. And we decided to mutually part ways because we weren't seeing eye to eye on certain things.
So what do you want from? So you keep asking about Henrys and all the other kind of stuff. Men want something for their money.
Well, that sounds like a solicitation of prostitution.
See, this is what I'm saying. It doesn't matter. No matter how you're trying to sit back and have a reasonable conversation.
I just told you what it sounded like.
Yeah, you sound like a fool. I mean, Jesus Christ. What was that chick on Players Club? What was that chick on Players Club? The big blonde. Somebody in Players Club. What was her name? There was Diamond. And what was the chick on Players Club? Ronnie. Ronnie 2.0. Why can't I get a high value man? Kiara, y'all saw that. Hey, man, y'all can't. I tried. Monique, I understand where you're coming from, sister. But you got to understand, hello, Kiara. You got to turn the off in the background. You got to understand, Monique. A lot of black women today, like her, have lost all pride and shame. They honestly think that it's okay. They think we're crazy. They think what they're doing is fine. Don't get it. Kara, unmute yourself. Okay, you still got the YouTube channel playing on in the background.
Okay.
Okay, Kiara, Kiara, in the Zoom call, I'm going to mute you. You have YouTube playing in the background. I can't have YouTube playing in the background. It's looping, and that won't do it. So, Ebony. So let me go ahead and start removing people who don't have their cameras on. Kiara, I'm gonna put you in the waiting room. All right. Let's see. We'll try one more time, Kiara. Hopefully your audio's not looping. Hello.
Hey, happy
How are you?
Wednesday. I'm great. How are you?
Good. How old are you?
28.
All right. So what do you got for me?
Okay, my question is, do you think there's a such thing as a modern man?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. And do you feel like in today's dating world that plays a big part is more modern men than there is I guess high value men?
Those two things are mutually exclusive, but the problem isn't the men. If they're more modern men or high value men, the problem is women aren't getting married.
Do you think that's because it's
It's
overflow
because
in modern men?
No, it's because modern women aren't suitable for marriage. See, men aren't complaining about. See, we keep wanting to focus on the men. The men have been focused on forever. Why do we have so many women today who can't seem to keep a man? Modern, high value, or otherwise. How come your grandmother, your great grandmother, could have a fourth grade education, but could get a 50-year marriage and have 6 kids? But we got women today with PhDs,
I'm a PhD.
BMWs, who can't keep a man for longer than 6 months. Hello? You muted yourself? Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself. Go ahead and unmute. So why?
Okay, it wasn't letting me.
Okay. So you're 28. Do you want to be married?
Yes.
You have any children?
Yes, one.
How old?
She's 1. She's 1.
And how long were you and her father together? How long were y'all together?
On and off for a few years, but
And why did you guys get
of course
married?
when I got pregnant, when I got pregnant, we was not together. We got together when I was pregnant. That makes sense.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't make sense that if you're not married to a man, you have a child.
Yeah. Well, before I didn't value marriage. I guess I didn't value myself that much as I do now. So I wasn't thinking, I didn't have a lot of married people around me to even have the thoughts to even care about marriage before a baby, to even do self-work on myself, to even know that why give a man a baby before marriage.
So when you ask the question about modern men versus high value men and the issue with men, that's usually a leading question to me. I'm asking you, as a woman who wants to be married, are you fit for marriage today?
Absolutely not.
All right. So you answered the question I just answered. It's not the issue today is not the men. It's that the women today are not fit or suitable. Doesn't mean you're not nice people. It's just that how are you going to get married and have a family with women who are not suitable for wives? who can't stay in a relationship. I mean, take you out of it. Do you realize it's not uncommon for women to be pregnant longer than they're with their child's father?
Mm.
9 months to carry a child. It is not uncommon for women to be pregnant longer than they with a father. And then how do you turn that into a wife? So yes, there are modern men. Modern men today are not the same men as our grandfathers and our great grandfathers, but for the most part, men still do the same things we've always done. The world is running because men are still building and making it work. The issue is more if you have to point in a 50+% divorce rate, 80% of the divorces are filed by women. Women cannot seem to keep a man or stay in a relationship. And how, as a man, do you make that work if women choose to leave? But I hope you are doing the work you need to do. All right, have a good day. Thank you, Miss Lady. See, and I appreciate a woman who at least understands that she needs some. Everybody needs work. That's why I'm a big fan of therapy. Nobody's perfect. Trust me. I don't think perfect ain't in my vocabulary. But we got to try to do something. And we cannot just keep putting it off on the men. And I'm going to go back to Aunt Ronnie. The fact coming in and saying, I want a man, a high value man. And it's like, all right, well, why do you want a high value man? You just want his money? You just want his money? I mean, that's not okay. You can't just be sitting around and say, I just want to spend his money. All right, Melissa, I'm going to go ahead and ask you to unmute. Then Mara, then Ebony. Hello, Melissa. All right, you got music, you got playing in the background. You can't have that. Ebony, go ahead and unmute yourself. Hello. I cannot hear you. Your microphone is showing unmuted, but there's no audio. All right, Ebony, I can't. There's no audio on your signal. I'm going to go back over to Mara, and then I'm going to go over to Melissa. Mara, go ahead. Unmute yourself, Mara. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
Hi. I'm doing well, thank you.
Good. How old are you?
I am 36.
All right. So what do you got? What's the question? What do you got?
I'm trying to understand how it is that so many women can't quite seem to be able to listen when it comes to men. They're not very complicated in what they want. They generally tell you right away. And
why women can't listen to men?
yes.
Because they don't have to.
I guess they don't.
They don't have to. There's no consequence. If a woman doesn't want to listen to a man, what's the consequence? She can provide her own. She can go buy her own food. She can live in her own place. Women are independent from men today for provision, and that's what men are there for. So if a woman really starts to, okay, let me switch it up. Do you have any children?
No.
Okay. If you're familiar with, if you've ever deal with children, when a kid realizes that you don't have the authority to spank them,
yes,
then how they're going to act however they want to.
It's true. I needed a lot of spankings as a kid.
Well, the thing is, when there's no authority, no consequence, human beings tend to act how they want to act. And, am I relating women to children? In some ways, yeah, in that way, because, men can't do that with one another. Men have to act a certain way with one another because there's a low level threat of violence between men. If you disrespect a man, I don't care if he's the president and one's the janitor. The janitor will fuck the president up if he, as long as the Secret Service and stuff ain't around. There's a low level threat of violence. Today, modern women have no consequence. That's why you can see women who are a fraction of the size of a man talking to men as if she could actually body slam him and break his jaw. Because his hands are tied. If he touches her, what? That's the problem. That's why you see so many dystopian movies like The Walking Dead and that kind of stuff. But all right, I appreciate it. I'm going to get on through because I got more people. Melissa, we're coming back to you. Khadijah. I'm seeing somebody that's covered in the thing. Okay. Khadijah. Melissa, hello?
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
How old are you?
I'm 26.
All right, what do you got for me?
Okay, so I'm 26. I live in Miami and I haven't been on a date for over a good 2 years.
Okay.
So I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong or
2
what's
years?
happening. Yeah.
How long? What's your longest relationship?
A good 2 years.
And how long ago was that?
It was about 3 years ago.
All right. And you live in Miami. Are you in school?
Not right now, no.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a certified personal trainer and nutritionist.
So you work in a gym?
Yeah.
So men ask you out.
Yeah.
Why don't you go?
Because
No. Why don't you go?
Okay, I'm not attracted to some guys that ask me out. So I see it sometimes as a waste of time for me to go out and not be interested in someone.
That's fair.
So honestly, that's basically it.
And the guys that you find attractive, do they ask you out?
I feel like a lot of guys find me attractive, but it's
the guys that you find attractive, do they ask you out?
No.
Then
I would make eye contact, but it just never would,
like I said at the beginning, then it's up to you to send the choosing signal. Oh, I'm sorry. If you watch my broadcast, there's no excuse for a woman in Miami to not date. Yeah. If the men who are approaching you are not attracted to you, fine. I say don't go out with a man you're not sexually attracted to. But if the men you are attracted to are not approaching, what's the end going? What's the end game going to be here? You're going to wait? Or you're going to learn how to make a better move?
I just don't want to be the dominant one,
See, that's the problem. See, this is a perfect example. You want men to be traditional men, but we're not traditional women. Do you care more about the outcome, or do you care about what you're doing ain't working? What you're doing is not working. So if you don't
So what should I do then?
Well, I said it earlier today. Choosing signals, learn how to flirt, and if that ain't working, you approach.
Okay.
I mean, Miami is an extremely competitive dating market.
Yeah.
You haven't had a date.
I have a problem choosing someone, but it's just
okay.
I just want.
I've already given. Okay, the theory is, look, ma'am, go down to Brickell, send some choosing signals, and you see a guy, drop something in front of him. You're in shape, right?
Yeah.
Drop something in front of him, bend over, and let him see your ass. I mean, sorry, you're gonna have to do something. Do you see her face? Look at her face. She's like, oh, I wouldn't do that. That's why you ain't had a date. That's why you ain't had a date in 2 years.
I don't want to give him the wrong sign either. I don't want.
Yeah, the sign is the sign. See this thing. Thank you. See, perfect example. You are not in a position to be making this amount of demands. I don't want to seem this way. I don't want to seem this way. You ain't had a date in 2 years. You're asking me what to do, and I tell you what to do, and you still saying it ain't good enough. Well, how does your play end?
Okay, I see what you're saying.
See, that's what I mean. Modern women have been told that they can just, well, this is not a movie. If you're hungry, you're going to have to do what you have to do. This is why I don't want to do it this way. I don't want to do it that way. Okay. This ain't Burger King. You can't have it your way because it's not working. Think about what I'm saying in Miami. 2 years. You go down to Miami and have a date tonight. A personal trainer? Come on. Oh yeah, let me go ahead and bounce you because you're not on camera. Bing. All right. Yep, you get to go. Bye bye. Pew. Pew. Sharon. See, think about what I just said. Go. You see the guy, and you think he's attractive, trip and fall onto him. Oh, I'm so late. Oh, I'm so clumsy. But what is the modern woman? Like the last woman I talked to, too prideful. You ain't too proud to not have a date in 2 years, but you're too prideful to drop something and bend over in front of them. Oh, I don't want to send the wrong signal. You better, man, I don't get it. I do get it. Modern women really, truly don't understand. You have to do work when it comes to mating. You have to do work too. That's the world you ladies have fought for. You have fought for a world to where men and women are equal in the sexual marketplace. That's the world you have fought for. And that's what you're gonna get. Unmute yourself. I don't know how to pronounce your name. Unmute yourself. Lundy. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
All right. How old are you?
I am 30.
All right. So, what's the question? What do you got?
Oh, I don't have a question. I was just calling in because you were talking to the women and letting them know like they should go after the men, which I totally agree with. I agree with everything you said.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna get through to the people who have questions. I appreciate it, man.
You're welcome.
Yeah, ladies. See, I think a lot of women don't want to approach men because they're afraid that women are gonna call them pick me or this or that. Think about that woman I was just talking to. She is wasting valuable years. And her eggs is that's the freezing of the eggs, right? Lady, why? She is back again. Why are you back here in my green room? I'm gonna ask you this nicely, okay? I need you to stop calling my show. You've already been on before. I'm not gonna put you back on. Now you're going borderline stalker. You hear me? I know you hear what I'm talking. I'm not going to say your name. You know who I'm talking to. Bounce out of the green room. Leave. Mm-mm-mm-mm. And I tell you, there's some folks that some people are just different. She's still sitting there. Leave. First initial M, last letter A. Leave the green room. You stand there and look the fool all you want to then. If you won't get on the show. Uh-uh. Unmute yourself. Last name Hearn. Hello.
Hi.
How are you? Okay, you got a mute. Okay, you got YouTube on or the TV or something on playing in the background?
No, no,
Okay. How old are you?
31.
All right. So, what's the question?
So you talked about rating women.
Rating
I just,
women?
yes, you've done shows where you rate women.
Yes.
Right. So I just wanted to figure out what I was.
Tonight's about questions, about things I discuss. I'm not doing ratings tonight. Those are specialized shows because most women want to know that. But what do you rate yourself?
Say a 6 or 7.
How tall are you?
I am 5'6".
Dress size?
Dress size like 10,
How much did you weigh the last time you weighed yourself?
200.
Do you want to be married?
Maybe.
Do you have any children?
No.
Then why do you care where you rank if you don't want to be married?
I said maybe.
Why do you care?
What do you mean why do I care? Because I may want to get married at some point.
You how old? 30 what?
30. Just 30.
30?
Mm-hmm.
Don't know if you want to be married or not. No kids. 5'6", 200 pounds. Why does it matter?
Because I might want to get married. It depends on the person.
No, that's not it.
What do you mean?
So, what do
So
you
just
mean?
simplify things. Let's say yes.
No, you don't want to be married. So what's the point? If you don't want to be somebody's wife, then what do you want?
No, that's why I said yes. To simplify things, yes.
Well, but see, I think it's interesting that you ladies are more concerned about how you look for your own ego other than actually being.
It's not for my ego.
Other than, okay, a woman
I've been
who
watching.
Okay.
I've been watching the show.
No.
Mm-hmm.
I asked my questions in a very methodical way to see who I'm talking to. And at the end of the day, you're not asking in further into becoming a wife. So it's for a reason, your selfish reason. That's not a bad thing.
So I'm telling you now, yes, I am.
SUM what?
Yes, I am interested in becoming someone's wife.
Then why not just be direct?
So when I said maybe, I meant I am open to it.
See, this is the problem with a lot of modern women. You're non-committal. Don't want to just put it out there. We spent 2 minutes going back and forth to come out with the fact that I would like to be married one day. Yeah, I don't validate people's ego. I give an evaluation. And if you're not really wanting to be somebody's wife, if it's just about you, that's fine. But to what end, I don't know. Not a women in a nutshell, folks. Just tell me what I look like, just so I can, so I'll know. Forget the fact of whether or not I want to be anything to anybody. Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? When did women become so damn masculine? Believe it or not, and this is where I'm going to go old school. There was a time where women used to actually doodle boys' names on their notebooks. They would write, Brenda and Roger Thompson, Mrs. Thompson. Women actually dreamed and fantasized about becoming somebody's wife and mother. Ask them, do they want to get married? And of course I want to be married and be a mother. Of course I want to have somebody. You didn't ask a fully grown 30-year-old woman, you want to be married? Oh, maybe. Maybe, I don't know. Whatever. Could be. And the answer is you're not living life like a woman who wants to be married. You're 5'6", 200 pounds. Women don't care about being married. Then you decide when you run out of options, the amount of dates start slowing down. Start tipping the scale at 210. Then all of a sudden it's like, well, maybe go ahead and settle down now. No. Men deserve better. Women tell men what they think they deserve by their appearance and their attitude. And I'm going to say that too many modern women are giving the impression that men don't deserve anything. And I'm saying men deserve better. So if you're not going to do better, that's why I say, gentlemen, when I do sessions with the men and they're dealing with women who are fixer-uppers, I'm like, dump DTB. Do not fix a woman up. You are the potential to be invested in. If she's out of shape, wish her the best, but deal with women who are already what you want right now, because she needs to be an asset to you. You are the investment. That's how that works. And I firmly believe that if you're looking at women who weigh more than a man at their height, they're telling men, I am seriously not considering being competitive on the open dating market to be chosen as somebody's wife. How could it be? Let's flip the script. Let's say that there's a man and he's 30 years old and he's living with his mother and he's working a part-time job at Subway. Can you honestly say that he's putting his best foot forward to becoming a man of value to take on the responsibility of a wife and children? No, because you look at his outcomes. So you look at a woman's outcomes and you look and say, are these women seriously considering putting themselves in a position to become somebody's better half? Absolutely not. Hello, Danny. Wade. Hi, Danny. How are you? Hello.
Good. How are you?
Good. How old are you?
Hello.
So how old are you?
I am 31.
All right. What do we got
I'm
going on?
31.
All right. What do we got going?
So I was just curious. I feel like I'm kind of in a, not typical situation. 31, no kids. I live in Seattle. So I'm in the right area. Um, I don't have kids. I do value marriage. And that type of thing. I was raised by my father. So I
What do you
definitely
want?
have that. What was that?
What do you want?
Stability and um
Do you want marriage?
consistency. I do.
Do you
But
want children?
consistency is I do.
Okay. How many children?
Two.
Okay. Is that a piercing?
It is. Yeah.
All right. All right. So, do you want to be a do you want to have to work to pay significant bills after you're pregnant with your first child?
I don't ideally, because like I said, I was raised by my father, so I've seen it happen.
All
Um,
right.
but I'm
Were you
realistic.
raised to be a traditional housewife?
I do have those values, and that's why I don't have kids.
Okay. Well,
Um,
I say were you raised to be one? Because you don't
not
present
at the
as a
start.
you don't present as a traditional housewife.
It's the piercing, huh?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's part of it.
I can see that. I mean, I've been told that. I am very reserved. Um, I'm not
So
very.
why? So if the piercing is not helping you, why have it?
I have literally just had conversations most recently, honestly, in like the last 2 weeks with the gentleman that I've been talking to, and that's the first time it's ever been brought to my attention that it's a thing that could
How old are you
potentially
again?
be an issue. 31.
Now you're old enough to know that that is not how. If you go to the suburbs, you don't see many wives with piercings. You know that. Even if
Right.
you're in
But
Seattle.
like I said, I'm from, even in Seattle, yeah, it's a little
Mm.
different just because it's a major
Mm.
city, you know. Um, but I do understand that.
So what's the outside of? So what's the question outside of the piercing thing? You can't find what?
If is stability the biggest issue I'm having troubles finding? Um,
What do you mean
what are some
stability?
things
What
that,
do you mean stability? Is financial stability?
no, just people being stable in who they say they are and what they, you know what I mean? Just
Mm-mm.
because like I come across high value men, but um they're not consistent in what they want.
Well, first off, that's an oxymoron. A high value man is the epitome of consistency. You can't be high value and not consistent.
Okay, so maybe they're more Henry style then, but okay, I
Okay,
understand.
so you can maybe be a high earner and not be high value, but when you say
Right.
consistent, you're not talking about financial consistency. It sounds like you're talking about emotional consistency.
Definitely more so on that for sure.
All right.
Because
Well, what kind of okay? Are you that?
I definitely give it when I feel it's been received, but I heard
I
that you
asked
talking
you.
about earlier
I
how we
said,
need to
are
step
you
out
that? Are you emotionally consistent?
with how I feel, yeah, and I communicated a lot, but I
Okay.
think maybe sometimes it might be too much.
Well, sounds to me like you're trying to get somebody to be speak your love language, and that's not how it works. Your love language is your love language, and you have to understand what someone's love language is. Because it sounds to me like you're misinterpreting things. Just like that piercing on your chin or your right here can be a misinterpreted.
Okay,
So,
understood.
this whole notion of consistency. You're talking about emotional consistency. Deal with men who are consistent in other areas. All right, I'm going to get some other calls.
Okay,
Appreciate it.
thank
Bye
you.
bye. All right. Okay. That's about it. I got some more people in here. A couple more folks. Um, Look, ladies, put your pride to the side. Either you're going to win. What are you going to do? What you going to do? What you going to do when highlight catch your attitude? Drop to your knees and show gratitude. All right. So here's what we're about to do. Jesus, everybody jumped in right now. Angie, go ahead. Unmute yourself, Angie, because your microphone's the only one that's connected. Ask to unmute. Ask to unmute. Hello. All right, now you got background noise playing in the background. All right, so you can't have noise playing in the background. Imoni, go ahead and unmute yourself. No noise in the background. And you got noise playing in the background too. All right. Angie, last go round. Unmute yourself. No YouTube.
Hello.
You got YouTube playing in the background.
Oh, let me turn it off.
It's
There we go. I'm sorry.
How old are you?
I am 38.
All right. So
You know what? I don't even know where the little screen. Oh, there it is. Sorry about that.
So what do we got? What's the question?
No, you know what? I was actually listening to your podcast, and I was agreeing that I think that women definitely need to be a little bit more obvious in their interests with men.
Okay.
I'm not really, I don't know. Me personally, the whole description of a high value man for me is a bit off for what I'm interested in. I'm a little bit more simpler than that. I'm a simp. But I do agree that women should be a little bit more assertive in making it easier for men to approach them.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know about dropping the handkerchief, but I think eye communication is a good way to let men know that you're interested in them.
Does that work for you?
It does. It does. I mean, I try to keep it cool, but it definitely works for me. I mean, especially it's so funny. I target high value men, but I'm not interested in them.
Why?
I'm like I said, I'm a simp. So give me an engineer.
A simp means a simp. Hold on. A simp means something over here. You mean you're simple?
I'm simple. I'm a born basic bitch. So I like my simple guys. I mean, my guy makes 6 figures, but he's a product engineer, but he's not in any part of no high value club or anything like that.
Do you know what I mean when I say a man's high value?
I would love for you to explain that.
I've explained it. I explained it. I've explained it.
It looks a little superficial to me.
Okay, all right, don't overtalk me. I've explained it countless times, and I don't care if it's superficial. It's a matter of. You say your guy's not a high value guy. Fine. Are you guys getting married?
Well, because he's more omega. He doesn't have
that. Okay, well, that's great. Are you guys getting married?
I'm sorry?
Are you guys getting married?
We're talking about consolidating our household. I mean, it's only been a year and a half. So
only a year and a half at 38. Well, what's the hurry?
I'm sorry?
A year and a half at 38. What's the hurry?
What do you mean, what's the hurry? I'm not in a hurry.
Of course not. I mean, it's only been a year and a half.
Right. So,
sounds like you're the dude.
It sounds like talk about marriage during the courtship. I mean, I don't think that you should
sound like
date
the dude in the relationship. Yeah, you're not going to overtalk me, so that's not going to work. Yeah, let me let you go ahead and leave before this gets out of hand. No, you're a bull. Jesus Christ. Whew. God, dog. I don't need a high value, man. Put your dick up, lady. Strong J, girl. Strong J. Oh, my God. It's only been a year and a half. Who's worrying about, it's only been a year and a half. Meanwhile, are you going to get married? We're talking about consolidating households. Yes. In the future, we're going to consolidate households. Then.
I like to hear a woman make a lot of sound.
You know what? I am a strong, independent woman. Flash.
Hear my womanly roar. Yeah.
Where'd she go?
Luther, are you angry with me?
Man, she gonna go home. She gonna go home and peg him good. Bend over, boy. Touch her toes. You're not a high value man, are you? No, Mom, I'm not.
Go home and get your fucking shine box.
Oh my God. He say she's a pain in the. He's a pain in the ass. She's literally a pain in his ass. Oh, you're going to hell for that one. Don't do that. That's rude. Oh, she beat. That's what I mean. She knows she probably beats the shit out of him. Beat him and tell him to get in the corner. Go over and get in the corner. All right, I got to get up out of here. It's been good. It's been great. Tomorrow night on Instagram is going to be dope. And Friday, actually, next week is going to be guys' week. So next week, yeah. Gentlemen, your week is coming up because I will say this. We got to talk about this high value thing and the whole notion of where you're at, because many guys say they're high value when they're not. Many guys say they want something, and while the conversation is about women, are you really in the position to close? Are you a closer as a man? Are you really a productive, competitive man? Are you really building? Because truthfully, as these conversations to continue to expand, more people are going to come into the conversation, more people who are not familiar with this kind of content. And there is something to be said, some commonalities. Whether they come from outside or inside, the guys who are successful in life tend to have those characteristics. One, they tend to work well with others. Success is shared. That's why I say the high value loner is an oxymoron. You just saw why I said these things. So at the end of the day, doesn't matter who you are, where it is, what do you want, and are you going to be able to get it, keep it, and maintain it? So we're going to be focusing next week on the guys. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you're a man coming in here and you want to debate high value, not having a financial component to it, save your breath. Save your breath. Any guy that comes in talking that, I'm going to shut it down. Because I didn't make the rules of high value. There's no such thing as high value homeless. There's a financial component to it and always will be. So, but anyway, I got to get up out of here. Till the next time, you know how we do this. Where's Big Shirley? Big Shirley, peace. We are gone. I'm a PhD. Guys, get ready to get your shine box.
In this moment, yes, I cannot say what's wrong or right. No, it's not hard to fool me. No, 'cause I'm
Competitive men win in the end. Are you a competitive guy? We're going to talk about the 3 archetypes next week. Fine, rakish, and rogue. Pretty boy, bad boy, and roughneck. Pretty boy, bad boy, roughneck. Dot, 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 dot. Get your blue to Chanel. Leave that right there. You want to get this in your life for sure. Blue to Chanel. Get that in your life for sure. You can wear that anywhere. Anywhere. And especially when it's warm outside, this is probably one of the best sport fragrances ever. These two.
Nothing can stop me.
Yes, you're going to pay full price for Chanel fragrances. They never go on sale. They never really go on discount. Noops. Not a lot. Shout out to my next ex-wife. Oh, also next week we're going to talk about the martial mind. If you're not proficient in the martial art, hand-to-hand combat as a man, you need to get there. And also we're going to discuss the selfish gene. Let's get it. Time to make some warriors, some leaders, refine, rakish, and rogue. Peace, we're gone.